Newspapers' share of total advertising spent is 15%, down from 25% a decade ago. All advertising revenue spent in America, newspapers get 15%. But the problem is they're only receiving 5% of the time we spend with media. So 5% of our time is spent reading newspapers. Newspapers are getting 15% of ad revenue, and that can't continue.
The shift from printed newspapers to digital newspapers is reaching all-time highs. The top online news publications are all growing in popularity. In fact, 9 out of the top 10 newspaper websites have experienced positive growth in the number of unique site visitors. Over the past year, publications with well-established digital formats have seen increases in unique visits. A 12% increase in the New York Times, a 14% increase in the Washington Post, a 15% increase in USA Today. In addition, several news publications that have more recently begun to feature online newspapers have experienced staggering growth in visitors. The New York Post increased by 60%, the Los Angeles Times increased by 73%, and the New York Daily News by an incredible 99%. These online news resources are mostly free, and with print newspaper circulation taking a negative turn as a result, profitability for the publications has become an issue.
With the invention of the internet, digital media began its rise. Newspapers, journalists, and consumers all realized that the internet has the potential to provide breaking news. Nowadays, with technology, the digital market seems the ideal choice for most companies. Numerous polls show the increase in popularity of digital media, and the new trends of 2010 are only increasing in popularity. One trend that we are in the midst of is connecting to the web through our mobile services. This trend gained most of its exposure through the production of the iPhone. However, it is still developing. Many people now use their phones to access their digital media, a task that used to be taken care of by laptops. With people constantly carrying cell phones, accessing the news through mobile devices is much easier and more personalized than grabbing a newspaper. Different online applications are finding ways to reach consumers through their cell phones and email. Based on the success of the applications, digital media can find new ways to cut costs while distributing their news. No longer does the internet hold back consumers from viewing video footage. Viewing video footage has changed in leaps and bounds over the past couple of years. With sites like YouTube, millions of videos can be found online. And now with cell phones, people can view media footage on the move. Another trend we're seeing is people connecting to digital media through popular social networks. Media has taken advantage of linking themselves with popular social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and YouTube in order to reach out to people. Blogging has also provided a new insight to digital media by allowing people to update other users on news. Sites such as Wikipedia provide consumers with free access to over 13 million articles, and more are added every day. With this many sources for digital news, it is a shock that digital media is still growing rapidly.
So now to answer the question, why is this shift occurring? A few reasons can be cited as being catalysts to this change. First, a younger audience is more prone to access news from an online source, mainly due to the familiarity of a digital lifestyle. As the table shows, a larger percentage of younger individuals first get their news from the internet than an actual newspaper. Another reason this shift is happening is the demand for instant news. The internet has the ability to update news stories as they are happening, rather than waiting for a daily newspaper to print in the morning. Devices such as the Amazon Kindle, Apple iPad, iPhone, and other smartphones also drive the advancement away from print media. These devices allow for faster updates and better graphics in media such as photos and videos. Personalization is another advantage to digital media. As shown in the screenshot, Google News users have the ability to add and delete portions of news that a user may or may not want. In addition, the user can have local or world news updated on their news screen, something that an average newspaper subscriber cannot do. Final reason for the shift is the vastness of information the internet provides that typical print media can't. Someone can search for almost an endless time on one subject quickly through digital means, something the print does not allow.
The shift from print to digital media has impacted the methods of advertising. Classified ads used to account for 40% of the total ad revenue, but now account for only 22%. In 2010, advertisers will allocate more of their spending towards digital media ads than print media ads for the first time. The shift has motivated newspapers to integrate themselves into a world of smartphones. The New York Times and USA Today top the list of free news apps for the iPhone, while Wall Street Journal sits at number 10. In the top 10 list of paid news apps resides the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and Washington Post. To gain the maximum benefit from tablets and e-readers, electronic newspapers will require large screens for a better display, color screens for pictures and advertisers, and low prices for consumers. The footer of usatoday.com provides its users with link access to many of the technologies they have integrated into their newspaper. There are several factors that make the shift from print media to digital media an important topic to examine, including the credibility of news and information, environmental benefits, constant updates, and the integration of various media types like articles, video, and audio.
There are many possible futures one can imagine for print media, from becoming foundation-run non-for-profits to relying on reader donations to the old standard of subscription-based patrons. It's even possible that a few papers will be able to earn enough money online to make the traditional ad-supported strategy work. But it would not be shocking if there were big American cities that had no local newspaper at all. More important, we're almost sure to see a sharp decline in the volume and variety of content that newspapers collectively produce. Printed paper will still exist in the future, but much less than today. And maybe the magazine of the future will be a luxury purchase, to be enjoyed page by page, or be very inexpensive to cater for low-income readers who do not have access to technology. Editing and publishing will continue, and printing on paper will continue, but with a different set of challenges. Print media will use their sites online more and more. In 20 years, people will probably not be reading their newspapers on paper. People will get their news online, and e-books will dominate over paper. It will also be possible to watch TV, movies, and use your e-book as a computer. On the road to this future, magazines and newspapers must realize that what was once a frightening enemy, alternative technological media options, is now a powerful ally.